Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Knitting Hobbit podcast. My name is Rut, I'm a knitter based in the Netherlands and I share what I'm working on over here. It has been a while as usual by now. I'm always thinking it would be so nice to be able to podcast regularly, and then I podcast and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing this regularly again, and then it never happens. But I have knit on things. It's been a while because I haven't had much energy for a couple of weeks, and now it's kind of coming back again and I'm feeling really good. But that did mean that I didn't really knit much at all for a little while. And then my energy came back and I knit a ton. So I finally have actual things to share with you. I still haven't finished anything, and I only have about 3 WIPs, so it will definitely be a shorter episode, but I just wanted to pop on here and have a little chat with you guys and give you a bit of an update on what's been going on. So yeah, I'm not wearing any knitting today. I just came back from work. It's spring now, so that means I'm able to film in the evenings, which is actually great because in the weekend, always when I want to film, there's a big window over here, and always when I want to film, the sun is shining on it. The sun comes in on this window pretty early in the morning and only leaves after 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So yeah, and with the bright sun shining, it's just not great for filming. But now it's over there, so it's not in the window anymore, but I do still have enough daylight, so I can film in the evenings, which I think is great. So yeah, do I have anything to share? It's been like a month, I think. That was it. So let's just dive right into it. First, let's start with what I think. If I remember correctly, I cast on first, and I think that is this one. Now I did talk about this project and the next project in my last episode, but I don't think I had it cast on yet. I looked back, but I can't quite remember. So the first one is a project that I've wanted for a while. If you have been watching my podcast for longer, you'll know that I really wanted a black cardigan, and I started it. So this pattern is the Sycamore cardigan. I cannot remember the designer's name, but all the information of everything I mentioned will be down below. And if you miss any information, just ask in the comments and I will tell you. So this is a Sycamore cardigan. It has a seat stitch detail up here that will go down the sleeve, and then there will be some nice texture in a balloony sleeve. But the rest of the body is just plain and simple knitting. I'm kind of working on this in between stuff because it's very simple and very plain, but it's also knitting back and forth, which I'm getting much better at, but still just is not really my favorite, and I find it quite boring and tedious, because if it's just knitting, I can read at the same time, I found out, but then I have to do a row of purling, and yeah, then I have to be really watching it, otherwise everything goes wrong. So yeah, it's mindless, but I still need to pay attention to it, but also not enough that my brain is entertained by just the knitting, and it's been kind of an issue. So I'm hoping to get the body done soon. It's gonna be kind of cropped anyway, and then I can just get on to the sleeves. I have this much done. This is the underarm, so I already have a good bit done, but still loads more knitting to be done. What was the yarn I'm using for this? I think I'm using, I am using Jarbo Svensk Ull. This is a yarn from Etna. It's a Swedish wool. That's, I'm pretty sure what Svensk Ull stands for. And it's 100% natural, like it's dyed, but non-superwash, and it feels like a rustic yarn, but not too scratchy. So I think it would be really nice to have this in my wardrobe finally at some point, if I ever finish this. Yeah, that was pretty quick. It's like I'm not that far in, and I don't have too much to say about it. It's a pretty basic construction for a cardigan like this, where you knit the neckline at the same time. Yeah, the next one is really exciting though. I also, pretty sure that I talked about this the last time as well, but it's the care sweater. So it was my dad's birthday the end of February, and he's getting cold. He never really used to wear sweaters much, but he's getting colder as he's getting older. So I decided that he can get an upgrade, because years ago, when I just started knitting, I made him a sweater for his birthday that took me 3 years to knit. And it is not a gorgeous sweater, and it is knit in 100% acrylic yarn. So, you know, it's just not great. It's the kind of yarn we all knit in when we're beginners and we don't know yet about fibers and like the qualities that natural wool has, if you're a natural wool lover like me. So yeah, acrylic it was, and it's like dark grey, and it has a cable running over the shoulder down the sleeves, and it's just a simple raglan, but it's not flattering. I think it would be really sweaty, but I don't know, I haven't really heard my dad complain about it. But this winter, he started wearing it at work, and I was like, no, that's not enough. The camera app on my phone decided to crash, so let's do this again. What I was saying to my dad, it's not an office sweater. It's not pretty. It's a I'm at home and I'm cold kind of sweater, not taking it to the office where you need to look like sort of decent. So I decided to, for his birthday, give him a sweater voucher, which means that he got to pick the sweater that I would knit for him, because with him, I just really don't know what he would like, what design he would like, what colors he would like. I have no clue. So I made a bundle on Ravelry that you can still find on Ravelry if you're looking for some patterns for a men's sweater. The things I had for it were that it had to be, I think, at least a DK weight sweater. I was not going to do a fingering weight sweater in a man's size. And then it could have some color work, but just not all over. The same with texture. It could have some texture, but not all over texture. So that you have something interesting, but all over it's too much for me. Especially in a men's size, because I'm used to my short little arms and my short little body. With my dad, he's not like a big guy. He's only, I think, 2 sizes up in this pattern from what I would be. But everything is longer. The body is longer. The sleeves need to be longer, you know. So it's a lot more knitting that sense. So yeah. He picked out the Care Sweater by Rebecca Clow from the Crea Bea podcast. And it has been so much fun. So I have the start of a body and the start of a sleeve. It's kind of curling up. But you can see I've done the colorwork charts and then quite a bit on the body. And then now I'm currently working on the sleeve. That because the body needs to be really long and it's quite boring knitting. And I always feel like it's a big achievement when I get the body done. Like getting the body done, except for when it's really cropped, but like on a long body like this, it feels in my brain like it's a really big achievement to get the body done. But I always get annoyed if I finally manage to do that. But then it's still not done because I still have 2 sleeves in it. So I knit the sleeves first, and then have like be able to have like small achievements throughout because you finish sleeve 1, which goes pretty quick, and then you finish sleeve 2, and then when you've done that, you go back to the body, and then when you finish the body and you feel like, oh, finally the whole thing is done, and then you can block it and just get on with life and not still have to knit 2 sleeves. So yeah, that is my reasoning. The first time I knit this chart, so in the body, I struggled with it quite a bit. I just, I don't know why, maybe it probably was just my brain, because I've heard a lot of people saying it was very intuitive, but my brain just didn't click. So I struggled a bit with the chart, and that's not at all like a bad thing towards Rebecca. It's just usually I'm able to remember charts really quite well, every single row, and I get the logic of the placement of the stitches and stuff like that, and then I can just remember it. I can be like, okay, 1 in light, then 4 in green, and 2 in light. I remember, but with this one I just didn't. But it is just a gorgeous chart. I really love it. If you look at that, it's so pretty. Rebecca did so well. And then in the sleeve as well, it was clicking much better for me when I knitted the second time in the sleeve. So maybe the third time in the second sleeve would be even better. Even though it has actually been a while since I worked on this, because I've been distracted by my third WIP. Do I have anything else to say about it? I can't remember what size I'm knitting. I do have the yarn over here, if I'm correct. I am using Yarbo Astrid. So this is also from Edna. This is a superwash wool yarn. 50 grams is about 125 meters. And this is the color. They are linked on my Ravelry. So if you really want to know the exact numbers of the colors that I'm using, then you can, I suggest you find it over there, because it's a pretty long number. And yeah, if you're like me, you cannot remember numbers. Might be able to remember a name, but not a number. But yeah, it feels quite nice. I think it doesn't have that really soft superwash feel like Superwash Merino does, Superwash Merino socks. It still feels a little bit rustic, but I'm curious to see as well what washing this would do with like the softness of it. So yeah, the construction of this actually was really interesting. I found knitting the neck, the back of the neck, the upper back. It's been a while. Words just struggle. The upper back has a really interesting construction. You can see there's a over here and a seam over here. And I cannot even remember now how we did this. I think cast on stitches and then increased or something. Can't bloody remember. Oh, my memory is just so bad. But I remember I found it really interesting. And yeah, I'm actually kind of jealous of this. This feels like a really nice weight of jumper to have. And the color work is just so pretty. So maybe at some point in the future I'll grab some different colors and make one for myself. But yeah, nice. I haven't knit this on a while, but I will get back to it at some point. Oh, and this is the beige I'm using. It has an older ball band. It's a different design. So yeah. Color inspiration is from the green sample on the project page, pattern page. Saying everything wrong today. It's the green sample on the pattern page that Rebecca is wearing. It's a very cropped one there. So my dad asked about 1,000,000 times if I can make it a normal sweater length. And I really had to ensure him that I can knit it whatever length he would like. So yeah, it took some convincing, but we got there in the end. So next up is a project I've mainly been working on recently. I really love it because the weather kind of turned. The weather is trying to turn here to spring weather, but it's not really quite succeeding yet completely. We still have some really, really cold nights, and we still have a lot of rain and wind coming up. But we finally are getting some sunny days in between, which it's just been a while. And I think that those sunny days have really helped my energy, because I always get quite a bit of a winter dip. We call it here a winter dip. And the sun, I've noticed in the past also, it can really affect my energy. It's always much lower in the winter. And now that we've had so much rain over here in the Netherlands and not enough sun, it's just nice that it's finally sort of coming back again. Yeah. So next up is a spring knit. And it is, let me grab it, from this issue of Pom Pom magazine. This is the spring 2021 edition. It's number 40. It has this gorgeous sweater on top, which is not the one I'm knitting. The one I am knitting is Primates, which is a mohair sweater. With then in a fingering weight, you knit a collar and you knit the cuffs in a fingering weight. But everything else is just a single strand of mohair. And I think it is absolutely gorgeous. It is so, how do you pronounce that? Ethereal? I think that's how you say it. Very flowy, very pretty. It has this keyhole in the back. Very light and very nice. Which is what I realized I love the most. I have been, on and off with my love for summer knits. I wanna love them because summer is about my favorite season. Because again, sunlight. And I would love to wear, I have a ranunculus that I knit in cashmere. It is short sleeve, very lightweight, very nice. And cropped. And I love to wear that in summer because at work we aren't allowed to wear just a tank top. But we are if you put a light layer over it. And that ranunculus is just enough of a coverage, extra coverage that I can wear that to work, but it really does not add anything warmth wise. I might as well just be wearing a tank top. So I wore it throughout heat waves where it was over 30 degrees last year without any issues whatsoever. And having that, it's like a dark grey charcoaly color, and I have some linen pants in greeny color that go high-waisted. So that combo was my go-to outfit for work. Add some Birkenstocks underneath and you're set. So I realized I wanted to make more light and airy projects that I can wear a lot, even when it's warm, because it wouldn't add much heat. Now this is made from mohair and it has long sleeves. So this would probably not be a heat wave item. Oh, I didn't show it yet. This is it. This will probably not be a heat wave item, but I still hope that I can wear it a lot throughout spring. So this is my version. It's not finished yet. The collar definitely needs a block. And I'm currently working on a sleeve. I can quickly, because the body is not on needles for this one, I can quickly pop it on and show you even over the frilly shirt I'm currently wearing. So this is what it kind of looks like. I would just be wearing either a white or a black tank top underneath, and the collar is supposed to sit like this on either side, so kind of like that. And I think it would just be so lovely for spring. I can feel it on my arms. It adds a little bit of warmth on my arms, but not too much. I think throughout spring this would be really nice. And yeah, as you can see, I'm already like over halfway. Yeah, I'm really excited for this. And it has the fingering weight ribbing and a gorgeous texture. It kind of reminds me of flower buds. And also, if you're a sensory gal, then just like going over this with the mohair and then the texture of the little bubble looking things, it's really nice. I really enjoy this one. So the yarn I am using for this is both from Westwool. So the fingering weight is Westwool Bicycle, and the mohair is Westwool Glow Hair. The color name is Roswitha, if you pronounce it like that. Again, it is up on Ravelry. They currently have a sale on Westwool, but I on the bicycle and the tandem. So the tandem is their DK weight and the bicycle is their fingering weight, which I think is just really smart names, because bicycle is one person and tandem is 2 persons, so it's like double. I really like that. And then glow hair similar, but they don't have a sale on glow hair. But I saw that the Roswitha is already sold out for the sale, at least in bicycle. But maybe later on you might be able to grab some. I think they have an option on the Stephen and Penelope website to be like, to have them send you a little email when it's back in stock. And I have to say, I really enjoy this quality of yarn. The mohair feels so nice. And this is only my second ball of mohair. The first one took me through the whole body. And then, where's the sleeve? Part of the sleeve, I think, to about like there. So the beginnings of the sleeve. And yeah, I was really amazed by that. I think I put a picture up on Ravelry if you're curious to see how far exactly one ball of mohair got me. These balls are 50 grams. So they have quite a lot of meterage on them. Yeah, really love it. Really excited. I do have to say, the pattern writing didn't click with my brain again. I really struggled doing the neck shaping and being able to keep in pattern, but also following the pattern instructions, because I understood how to do the neck shaping, but my knitting didn't add up with the pattern instructions. And I had the same with knitting the collar, the way you have to pick up and then turn, and it's a bit confusing. And I think, I'm pretty sure I've done it a completely different way than that was supposed to go with the pattern. But if I look at my knitting and I look at the pictures, it looks fine. So we're going with it. And now it's just knitting the lace pattern repeats. That's pretty simple, by the way. It's technically a 2-stitch repeat. And then you do a round of knitting. And then you like move over the 2-stitch, like you swap them. So it's not always straight above each other. And then it's just ribbing. 1 by 1 half twisted rib. So yeah, my goal is to do 1 sleeve a week. But I'm also picking up yoga again and stuff like that. So I have a little bit less time. But we'll see this weekend how far I can get. Then I am going to take a sip of my water. I have one more thing I want to talk about, and that is another project that I'm frogging. I have a lot of WIPs. Excuse me. I have a lot of WIPs, And I've just been really trying to be conscious of, do I want this in my wardrobe? Would I love this or not? And the one project I decided to frog this time is my half and half triangles wrap. I already took out the needles. This is how far I got. Oh, it's too big. My walls over here, I can't go any further. Maybe like this. This is how far I got. It's really big. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think I don't really wear triangle shawls anyway, but then also it's too small for a blanket. I think it'd just be my legs if I would like have my legs straight. So it's kind of like in between. It's too big and too clumsy for a shawl, but not big enough for a blanket. And I was like, well, when am I going to use this then? And I don't know. And it takes quite a bit of yarn because I have 3 skeins of each color, and it's the linen quill that is recommended in the pattern. But I was like, I can do so many other things with that. Why don't I do that? So I think I have to look at the yardages. Were these like 100 gram skeins or not? Or 50? I can't remember. If they were 100 gram skeins and I have 3 100 gram fingering weight skeins, then I can knit sweaters out of it. If not, I do have the Starflake on my queue, which is a pattern by Stephen West, and it is also a shawl. But I think that one would be really fun, and I think that one is 2 colors, so it would work great. But yeah, what do you think of this color? Does this look good on my face or not? Should this be a shawl, or should I put it down a bit more and have it be a sweater? I don't know. It does kind of depend on the yardages, but also some feedback on this would be nice. It is really lovely. It feels so nice. This might just need to become a shawl. This feels really nice. Like, it feels nice and warm, even though it's just a layer of fingering weight garter stitch. So it's not much. So it might just need to become a Starflake, or I might just go pattern browsing and find even another pattern, because I already have some yarn options for the Starflake, I think. So many options. So yeah, that was it. That was the last thing I wanted to talk about. I hope you enjoyed today's ramble. I'm feeling a bit out of it, but it was good to be filming again. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again next time. If you have any questions, please do let me know. If you want to share your opinions or what you're currently working on or whatever, share. I love to read them. I usually answer. So yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.